beautiful, wasn't he? I'm talking to the great Ray Arcel, and one of the things that's interesting in this book is the art of cut closing, of healing a cut in the minute between rounds. People had various formulas and things. One guy used chewing tobacco.
Well,
or you thought he did, anyway.
There was only one man that used it, and he was one of my teachers. And in those days, people used to go to the fight clubs were small, and everybody was smoking. And you had to swing a towel in order to be able to give the fighter a chance to get a breath of air.
Yeah.
And this man, Doc Bagley was his name, he chewed tobacco. And he had an uncanny ability to be able to stop the flow of blood when there was a cut by taking the chewing tobacco out of his mouth and placing it up against the cut. And I used to swing the towel and watch this with great admiration and say, oh, if I can only do that. And one particular night, he called me and told me that he couldn't get over to Jersey City because he was ill, and would I go over with the young fighter and handle him? Well, the first thing I did was I bought a plug of tobacco.
Sure.
And I got over there and was sitting ringside, and here was an imaginary flow of blood, and I took a bite of this tobacco, and the last thing I knew, I was in an ambulance. I was underneath the ring. And people didn't know what happened. They thought I had appendicitis or whatever it was, and they didn't know that I swallowed the tobacco juice. And I couldn't get away from these guys. I mean, you talk about joking and kidding.
Oh,
and when I walked into Bagley's office, everybody was sitting there with a plug of tobacco, giving it to me.
Ray, we got to cut, but right at the end of the chapter in Corner Men, the fighter is quoted as saying, Billy Sousa was, Arcel is one of the finest men I've ever met, and what he taught us was not only boxing, but also the true values of life. He was my trainer, my father, my psychologist, my teacher, my friend, and my mentor. Everybody has trouble describing how wonderful you are, but that comes as close as anything. Thank you for being here, and I'm not even going to let you deny all those things.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.